This is a picture of Steve Kerr after Paul Pierce, of all people, reveals that Steve Kerr has actually had 22 starting lineups for the Golden State Warriors this year. All right, on today's underrated NBA show, we are not going to talk about Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors. We are going to talk about the importance of, quite frankly, having great role players on your team. Specifically, we are going to take a look at the difference between Donte DiVincenzo and Jordan Poole. We've got all of that, and trust me, a whole lot more coming up on the big show today. All right, so Donte DiVincenzo and the New York Knicks, as of today, are currently sitting in fourth place in the Eastern Conference. So last night, Donte actually set a new record for the New York Knicks franchise. He had a whopping 11 three-pointers. Now, Donte DiVincenzo on the Knicks over this particular season is actually averaging just under 15 points a game. His three-point arc percentage is pretty much where it's been throughout his career. He's averaging just over 40% this year. Now, if you were to take a look at what he did last year with Steve Kerr's Paul Pierce comment of 22 starting lineups this year, what you'll see is that Donte actually averaged just under 10 points a game for the Golden State Warriors. There have been times throughout this year where I think both the Milwaukee Bucks and the Golden State Warriors, both former teams in which Donte actually played for, wished he was still on their team, because both of those franchises who have won NBA titles in recent years understand the importance of those specific style role players. Imagine a role player like Donte DiVincenzo who can actually average over or just about 15 points a game, and in some games actually be your primary or your second leading scorer on your team. It is a huge asset, especially when you consider the fact that they're only paying him $12 million a year. Now, I'm not making $12 million a year, and you probably aren't either, but only with regards to what some of these other players in the NBA are actually making. Take a look at what Jordan Poole is actually making this year in the association. Last time I checked, Jordan Poole was set to make, and I want to make sure we give you this actual number here. Jordan Poole is set to actually make $28 million this particular year with the Washington Wizards. Wizards are paying Jordan Poole $28 million a year to average just under 17 points a game. That is, quite frankly, only 2 more points a game than what Donte DiVincenzo is averaging with the New York Knicks. And when you look at the amount of minutes these players are playing, Jordan Poole's playing about 30 minutes a game, and Donte's playing about 27 minutes a game. Clearly, there might be an opportunity with a couple more minutes for Donte to actually score one more bucket. It's not out of the question. I would also like to point out that the Washington Wizards are a complete mess, and Jordan Poole should be averaging significantly more points than he actually is. And yet, the Washington Wizards are paying Jordan Poole $28 million a year. I'm sure if you were able to get Steve Kerr and whoever the current coach is of the Milwaukee Bucks, Doc Rivers, in a room without any cameras, and you could say, would you be happy to pay Donte DiVincenzo $12 million a year to be on your team right now? I think the answer to that question would be an absolutely resounding yes. All right, North America, that is today's topic on the underrated NBA show. I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think about role players in the NBA. Would you pay Donte DiVincenzo $12 million a year to be on your team? I certainly would, assuming my team actually had that kind of salary cap available. All right, that is it for the Underrated NBA show for today. As always, I am Dave DeBaugh, wishing you all a tremendous rest of your sports viewing day. To the guitar riffs we go.